Hello, how are you? If you're also one of those people who wakes up once, twice, or even 3 times to urinate during the night, you need to watch this video. It's not normal to wake up several times like that to urinate. This definitely affects your energy, your alertness, hormone secretion, metabolism, and it can put you at risk of falling during the night. When everything is dark and you keep getting up, that's not the time for us to be getting up to go to the bathroom. And I'm going to tell you what you should do in your routine to avoid waking up in the middle of the night. You're going to love this video, so stay until the end because you won't want to miss it. Before we start, I want to ask you something. Do you wake up in the middle of the night to urinate? If so, once, twice, how many times? More than twice? I would love to see your comment, so write to me so I can help you more with this. And if you like and trust my content, if you enjoy this topic, leave a like on the video. That's super important for me here on YouTube. A lot of people want to know, why do we get up at night to urinate? Because we shouldn't have to. Normally, when we're children, teenagers, young adults, or adults, we usually sleep through the night and only wake up and urinate in the morning. We don't keep waking up in the middle of the night. But what happens is that as we get older, our bodies produce less vasopressin at night, which is a hormone that should slow down the kidneys from producing urine while we sleep. So that's how the production works. This hormone becomes less effective as we age, and our bladder, like the rest of our body, becomes less elastic, losing its ability to hold and retain the urine produced by the kidneys to keep that urine in. And perhaps the most curious thing is that the slight swelling in your leg during the day doesn't just disappear. When you lie down, gravity no longer holds the fluid down there, so it returns to your circulation, passes through the kidneys, and ends up in your bladder. So it's as if at the moment you elevate your leg, your body gets the chance to eliminate that fluid. And that's why you're able to do this during the night. And because of that, your bladder will fill up and you'll wake up. Now, assuming that's the case, often there's also a problem with habits, right? Many people drink water at the wrong time or go almost the whole day without hydrating. And when evening comes, they're dying of thirst and do everything wrong. So let me tell you how you should set up your routine properly to avoid this from happening. We can't ignore this issue of nocturia, which is the scientific term for waking up at night to urinate. A lot of people think, it's just getting up. What's the problem with that? Why is Patricia making a video about this? There's the risk of falling, which I've already mentioned to you. It might seem silly, but it's extremely important. When we wake up at night, in the dark, still half asleep, there are things on the floor. You might stub your toe on the bed or a nightstand. You could fall. And we know that as we get older, the risk of a fall leading to a fracture increases, and the risk of a fracture leading to hospitalization and other complications is significant. So getting up at night can become a risk, depending on our age. This fragmented sleep is very complicated because then our brain can't do its nightly cleaning, consolidate memories, and this affects concentration. If it happens regularly, every day, it can even increase the risk of neurodegenerative diseases if you already have a greater predisposition to this. It also has to do with the pressure this puts on your heart. Because with each awakening, there are stress hormones, cortisol increases, your heart rate goes up, your blood pressure rises, and over time, this takes a toll on your cardiovascular health. So it's not just that little discomfort like, oh, my bladder is full. It's really about your health. So what are the most common mistakes people make? Let's talk about that too. The first mistake is drinking too little water during the day, right? This makes your urine more concentrated, irritates the bladder, and can make you wake up more often to urinate. Some people also believe they have a small bladder, but most of the time it's not the bladder, it's the kidneys that produce more urine at night. There's also a very common mistake, which is people consuming alcohol or caffeine before bed. Some people have alcohol, a little wine, or some kind of drink before bed to relax. Not only does this make your sleep worse, because alcohol at first can make you sleepy, but the quality of your sleep is worse. It also inhibits ADH, so it makes you feel like urinating more often. And besides that, caffeine, in addition to also being a diuretic, disrupts sleep. Some people say, oh, I can drink coffee after dinner, it doesn't affect my sleep. It might not affect your sleep, but it will have this diuretic effect. So indirectly, it can end up interfering. And there are people who drink water right before going to bed, whether it's to take medication or because their mouth is dry. It may seem obvious, but sometimes it's just part of your routine and you don't even realize you're doing it because you associate it with taking medicine or having a little tea to relax. So check if you're doing this too, because it's something you can change. So let's talk about the correct strategy that the vast majority of urologists recommend you follow. The first thing is to focus on hydration earlier in the day. When you wake up, drink 1 or 2 glasses of water, depending on the size of the glass you use. And keep a water bottle with you throughout your day. Ideally, you should try to drink 70% to 80% of your daily water intake of your daily requirement by around 4 p.m. Then, after that, between 4 and 7 p.m., you gradually reduce your intake and drink only what is necessary. At dinner, just take small sips. If you usually drink during meals, just small sips, no alcoholic beverages, just enough to accompany your meal. And then there's what they call the sacred 2-hour zone. 2 hours before you go to bed, don't drink anything else. If it's absolutely necessary for you, just take small sips or moisten your mouth. But avoid large amounts of liquid because the liquid you drink before bed doesn't act immediately. Some people say, I'll drink now, then in 5 minutes I'll go to the bathroom before bed and that'll solve it. That's not how it works. Think about it with me. That glass of water will go down your esophagus and into your stomach. Do you know where it actually gets absorbed? It's in the large intestine, at the final part of your intestine, so it takes a long time for it to be absorbed. Once it enters the bloodstream, it has to be filtered by the kidneys before it reaches the bladder. So it's a slow process, which is why they say to avoid drinking water 2 hours before, so you have that window. And also, always make sure to urinate before going to bed. Make it a habit. Brush your teeth and really force yourself to urinate before sleeping, so you can reduce it, empty your bladder completely. And also control your salt intake and irritants. Avoid excess salt, ultra-processed foods, heavily seasoned foods, lots of pepper. These can irritate the bladder and make you get up at night to urinate as well. Another important tip is to elevate your legs 30 to 60 minutes before going to bed. Remember I told you about elevating your legs, about when you lift your legs, right? When you lie down in bed to sleep, you kind of raise your legs because everything stays at the same level. And the blood that was more stagnant there, since many people have poorer circulation as they get older, or even from spending many hours standing or in the same position at work, the return circulation gets impaired. So what you can do is raise your legs using an ottoman, a chair in front of your own chair, on the sofa, or just lie down in bed and recline. If you don't like lying down, just recline. Raise, elevate your legs for 30 to 70 minutes so the circulation becomes optimized again, and this will already help you avoid that excess urination during the night. Tell me, have you ever tried any of these strategies? And after you try them, come back here and let me know if it worked and how many hours you managed to sleep straight through without waking up. I would love to see your comment. Remember to like the video, that really helps me. And share it with those who need it. I know a lot of people need this. Let's expand our chain of good. That's what I want here with the channel. See you next time. Bye.